Welcome to the Leisure Gamer Network, a home for working professionals, students, parents, or anyone else with a passion for gaming but have constraints on when you can play. We review games after an hour of gameplay to see if they grabbed our attention and are worth your time playing. Dragon Age Origins was a throwback to the days of Baldur's Gate and Neverwinter Nights, a return to BioWare's fantasy roots. While Origins could never live up to our rose-colored memories of their past masterpieces of the genre, it was a good game in its own right. In fact, the best-selling BioWare game to date. Dragon Age 2 has a separate story from that of Origins. You play as Hawke, a refugee of the Blight and future champion of Kirkwall. The game unfolds as a narrative between the dwarf Varric and a seeker named Cassandra Pentagist. Given this format, the timeline will leap forward years at a time as you follow the tale of Hawke's rise to power. The game begins with Hawke and his family fleeing the destruction of their home at the hands of the Blight. The Blight is a surge of creatures called Darkspawn that swarm from their subterranean home to wreak havoc on the civilized races of the world. Hawke's destiny does not lie in the Blight or its destruction. Your family decides to head to their ancestral home in the city of Kirkwall. You suffer a few heavy-hitting moments during your escape from the Blight, which in truth are less impactful because of how little time you've had to get to know the characters. You flee the Blight with a little luck, or perhaps fate, and soon make it to Kirkwall. The majority of the story during the early stages of the game hints at Hawke's greatness. While this is intriguing to an extent, nothing I did during the first hour made me feel like a hero. While having a separate story makes the game more inviting for new players, you lose that instant background from a direct sequel. Dragon Age Origins had you joining the exclusive club of Grey Wardens soon after starting, which was an uplifting experience and made you feel unique. The episodic format also felt a little jarring. During the telling of your tale in Kirkwall, time will advance years, while a cutscene with Varric fills you in on what happened in the interim. While this allows you to see the far-reaching consequences of your actions, I felt disconnected when I was suddenly presented with a character that looked quite different than how I had left him. Dragon Age 2 has made great strides in the graphics department. The best example of this are the character models, which look more unique and less stiff during cutscenes. Environments look good and sharp, but nothing made me want to sightsee. Combat animations are fluid, and the battle effects are flashy. The music is well composed and lends itself to the fantasy theme of the game, and brought me right back to the Dragon Age feel. The voice acting is good, and the main protagonist is now fully narrated. This makes you feel more attached to the world, but the tone of your speech didn't seem to have much of an effect on conversations. That is not to say that you will not make important choices, just that no matter what you say or how you say it, you'll end up at the same key decision points.
She didn't seem very happy with the deal you made.
The combat has been revamped, especially in regards to the console versions. Basic attacks are now tied to the A button, and special attacks to the X, Y, and B buttons in a more hack-and-slash fashion. The camera has also been repositioned in a drawn-back, third-person view, not unlike Knights of the Old Republic. You'll also gain an ability such as Fireball or Shield Bash, or choose to upgrade a skill with a specific bonus, such as shortened reuse time or knockdown effects. You can leave your party's leveling and strategy completely up to the game and start hacking away, or you can take a more in-depth approach. I personally found it fun to customize my allies' behavior with the strategy editor. This returns from Dragon Age Origins and allows you to customize the actions of a given party member under certain conditions. You can also even go further and personally control each party member, pausing the game to command your team precisely. Now for some Leisure Gamer criteria. Check the description for a full listing of the criteria. Dragon Age 2 features multiple levels of difficulty ranging from casual to nightmare. On normal, brute force should be enough to make it through the early stages of the game. That being said, you will still have to learn the ins and outs of each class, how they work together, and how to effectively manage your party to really excel at this game. At higher difficulties, the player must make better use of their team's abilities and make the right decisions when leveling up. Combat is smooth and responsive, so Hawke will not have to fight the game as well as the Blight. However, it can sometimes be hard to target specific enemies using the tactical menu. Dragon Age autosaves at key points and allows the player to manually save whenever they desire. You'll only have yourself to blame if you end up having to revert to a less than optimal autosave. Dragon Age 2 earns the rating of Standard for difficulty, with its easy to pick up combat system, variable difficulty level, and robust save system. This is not a game that you can pick up and put down easily. In order to make substantial progress on the story, you're going to have to play for extended periods of time. I struggled to feel a sense of accomplishment even after playing the game for over an hour. With the Save Anywhere system, however, you won't lose any progress if you have to put your game on hold. Expect to spend even more time if you enjoy exploration and exhausting every dialogue option. You could spend an entire session just exploring new areas and chatting with party members and other NPCs. Turn off your phone and kiss your family goodnight before you put this game in your console. Dragon Age 2 is a late-night game. You should expect to put a lot of time into this game if you want the full experience.
Don't just stand there, kill them! To arms!
As I mentioned before, I was less than taken with the initial plot offerings of Dragon Age 2. The game continually tells you, you're gonna be great, just not yet. You will shape the world, one day. While this is a staple of RPGs, most don't tell you you're going to do great things, they show you, they hook you. Whether that's joining the Grey Wardens and confronting the Blight in Dragon Age Origins, meeting the Emperor in Elder Scrolls 4, or seeing your sister murdered in Fable 2. Leisure gamers usually don't have time to wait for a game to get its legs under it and start running. Dragon Age 2 earns the yes, but rating. The gameplay is a lot of fun, very inviting, and easy to get into. If all you want to do is slice and dice your way through enemies, you'll have a blast all the way through. But if you came to see a compelling storyline, you may have to put in more time before you become invested in Dragon Age 2.
What do you want to know?
Everything. Start at the beginning.
For your own thoughts on the game, post in the comment section below, and remember to subscribe to become part of the Leisure Gamer Network. Till next time, enjoy gaming.